Welcome to LCR. Jeep's first semi-electric vehicle is here. In this report, we'll show you all the exterior and interior features and the technical specifications of the brand new Jeep 4xe. And yes, that's not 4xe, people. The 4xe name is a play on 4x4, emphasizing the electric component of the 4xe's 4x4 drivetrain. This model is Jeep's first foray into electric driving, following an industry-wide trend. The 4xe's main engine is a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder held by an electric motor which, when fully charged, can reach a maximum range of 21 miles without needing the gas engine to kick in. Together, these engines make 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque for a combined estimated mileage of 49 miles per gallon. That's right, with a fifth of electricity in America coming from coal power plants, you can add some coal-powered electricity if you think the 4-cylinder alone is burning too clean. One of the biggest incentives for getting the 4xe is a $7,500 tax break from the government on this Jeep. I guess to support the coal mine workers? Before we continue with this review, make sure you subscribe to see more of our in-depth car reviews. And let us know in the comments if you'd buy an electric Jeep. Environmental aspects aside, Jeep really made the 4xe stand out in the Rubicon version. This top-level trim is full of blue accents symbolizing its electrical character. Blue tow hooks, badges, and decals let your neighbors in California know that you can drive a Jeep and not be single-handedly responsible for the death of planet Earth. This theme is continued on the inside with blue stitching on the dash, shifter, and handbrake lever. The blue theme is also used on the driving mode buttons. So, what is it like to drive an electric Wrangler? Driving an electrified Wrangler is such a weird feeling. I mean, I have driven electric cars before, but in a Wrangler it's just so strange. So you turn it on, you hear nothing, and you start driving and it's so quiet in a Wrangler. This is amazing. Have you ever seen anything like this? Your miles per gallon going up while you drive. In addition to all the infotainment features of the standard Wrangler, the 4xe adds electric driving hints. The first thing that's different is the gauge cluster. In the LCD display, you can select the fuel economy, which adds the status of the electric systems. But the biggest change that catches the eye is the power and RPM gauges. As the RPM gauge is only for the gas engine, it stays at 0 when driving in full electric mode. The power gauge replaces the speedometer and shows the combined power of the electric and gasoline engine. The gauge shows a percentage of 0 to 100 plus the amount of energy regenerated back into the batteries. To reach 100% of power, the SUV burns both gas and coal-powered engines at the same time, using the electric motors for extra power rather than extra economy. Also cool is that the center display shows an actual Jeep Wrangler. That 100% power is pretty powerful, reaching 0 to 60 in just 6 seconds. We did feel torque lacking in the lower RPMs though. The V6 is definitely faster off the bat, but the 4xe catches up quickly. The Jeep has 3 different driving modes: hybrid, electric, and e-save. Hybrid mode lets the SUV choose between electric and gas engines depending on your driving and the available charge. Electric switches the Jeep to full electric mode, eliminating the gas engine altogether. And finally, e-save is an interesting name for gas-only mode. It provides for maximum regeneration and minimal use of the batteries, powering the Jeep entirely with a 2-liter turbo gas engine. According to Jeep, this is to be able to run the full electric mode later on during your trip. To preserve the high ground clearance of the Wrangler, the batteries for the hybrid powertrain are located underneath the rear seat bottoms. This also greatly reduces the risk of punctures while off-roading on extreme terrain. And this is what the engine bay of a hybrid Wrangler looks like. The orange cable is a high-voltage line that connects the batteries to the electric components. And this is a turbocharger of the 2-liter engine. To refuel the Wrangler 4xe, in addition to the gas cap at the rear end of the car, there's a charging port at the front. To get the charge of the batteries to reach a full 100% for the maximum range of electric driving, you can charge the Wrangler through a charging cable. Like any other electric car, lights next to the charging port will show the status, but the Wrangler 4xe adds a super handy extra indicator on top of the dashboard to show the charging progress. The gauge cluster also shows the progress, together with the estimated charging time left. For some reason though, the display turns off after a few seconds, so it's impossible to see the time later during the charging process. As for other features, the Rubicon 4xe has all the bells and whistles that you'd find on the regular Rubicon. The leather seats have the Rubicon logo stitched in the same eclectic blue, but it seems that the seats have a bit less travel backwards than the seats in the regular Rubicon. Other than that, they feature the same 6-way adjustments, and the steering wheel is both tilting and telescoping to provide for an optimal seating position while off-roading in silence. The 4xe Rubicon has unique wheels that you won't find on any other Wrangler. It also features LED headlamps and fog lights, and the LED tail lamps have an internal structure that looks very cool when you look at it close up. Further options include an Alpine sound system with a factory subwoofer and an 8.4-inch touchscreen where you can control all kinds of things about your Wrangler, like the sound system, climate control, and these cool off-road pages that show you all kinds of statistics about your vehicle while conquering rough terrain. We're happy to see some often used controls still also have physical buttons for quick access. Furthermore, the Wrangler Rubicon features a front and rear camera, and the front camera can even be washed automatically. For connectivity, the 4xe has USB and USB-C ports, aux-in, and the rear passengers have their own AC vents and this nifty mall grid where you can hang things like hunting gear or sunglasses. It's also easier than ever to customize your Wrangler with extra lights and other accessories with the pre-wired programmable auxiliary buttons. Like the regular Wrangler, the 4xe still offers the same feeling of freedom with great off-roading capabilities and removable roof panels, doors, and windows. Plus, with the conventional gasoline engine, you won't have to worry about the availability of charging ports. And let's be honest, driving through nature in an almost silent vehicle makes you feel even more immersed with your surroundings. The Jeep Wrangler 4xe is the Jeep lifestyle combined with an environmentally conscious lifestyle, which makes it a lifestyle squared. If you want to use less gas but are too cool for a Prius, then the 4xe gives you the compromise you've always dreamed of. And with over 60% of all electricity in the US coming from fossil fuels, you keep the oil industry happy too. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to see more in-depth reviews like this one. If you want to know more about the Wrangler 4xe or are looking for a great deal on any Jeep, head over to our sponsor for this video, Don Jackson North in Cumming, Georgia.